good evening, depending on your location. Thank you for joining us on this live broadcast today. We have chosen to talk about a critical issue that is very, very pathetic and a very sad one. And I'm sure those of you who will join the live, please do well to like and share so that it might get to the knowledge of those who are not aware of this story. And then it could also help someone out there to know the right thing to do. And this live broadcast will be very brief. It's not something we will really have to spend so much time because for some reasons we will not be able to go as long as we would have loved to do it. Considering the topic, what you see as the title of this live broadcast, it has to do with UNIUYO. For some of you who do not know what UNIUYO is, it is an abbreviation for University of Uyo, a federal university in one of the subnational in Nigeria. Welcome. Thank you for joining the live broadcast. Please, as you are joining the live broadcast, do well to like, subscribe, and share because you might be helping someone who is not aware of this story and to get educated. Like I said, considering the topic that we have chosen, the title of this broadcast has to do with a school situated in one of the states in Nigeria, a peaceful state named Akwa Ibom State. And this event happened in one of the federal university known as the University of Uyo. And the abbreviation is what you see on the title, UNIUYO. Now I'm asking a question based on this discussion. Is UNIUYO a den of hooligans or a place of learning? You know, when you grow up from your primary, your kindergarten, your nursery, your preschool, there is this enthusiastic attitude or desire that as you grow, you desire to be in the higher institution, known as either the college or the university or polytechnic, as the case may be. It is a dream to so many that when they grow up, they so desire. It is more like sometimes a futuristic dream, a big one for that matter. Now, a university should be a place where people go in to learn. It should be a place that students, broaden their horizon, a place where a child is challenged to excel beyond the normal. But when what we see today is becoming a laughable issue, this broadcast is not to undermine or perhaps defame the name of the school or the image of the school whatsoever. No, no, no. But we cannot also shy away from speaking what we need to talk about. We can't shy away from speaking out when there is need for such, especially when that need arises. Thank you for joining the live broadcast. Thank you for being a part of it. I'm sure those of you joining currently, um, we do appreciate. We do appreciate. Please do not forget that your being here is a testament to the fact that we need to collectively, as a community, speak out when we need to speak. Because silence in the face of intimidation, silence in the face of abnormality is not an option. Now, the story that bring about the live broadcast is that a student of this school, a 200 level student, went to write a C.B.T exam, and then the exam lasted to about 10 p.m. in the night. After having her own share of the exam, she decided to walk out of the school premises with some group of students. On their way, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining the live broadcast. Please do well to like and share, because this is something we need to talk about. If it's happening to someone today, we do not pray for it to happen to someone you know in the future. If we talk about it, if we be able to put things right and do the right things, we can avoid future occurrence. And that is why this is important. So, like I said, she went for her C.B.T exams. Based on my findings, the school pride itself or herself to have up to 1,000 capacity in terms of C.B.T center. They pride themselves as having a C.B.T center, which is a computer-based center, up to 1,000 capacity, meaning what they are priding themselves is like saying that they have the ability, or their C.B.T center has the ability to accommodate up to 1,000 students who may desire to write a C.B.T exam at the same time. You know, it's a good one if that was the reality. It's commendable if that was the situation. But based on my findings, I discovered that the school do not have anything near that number. The school do not have anything near the number. So, and it has become a challenging situation for students who may have C.B.T exam based on what their lecturer desired or the school dictates for them. So that means if your course falls into the category that you have to write it on a C.B.T nature, that means using the computer, either a desktop or a laptop, to write the test online, you have to go and do that in the center. It was very, very ridiculous, very, very unbelievable when I heard that they do not even have up to 200 capacity. So the school ordered that all the students write the exams as C.B.T. And that was a major reason why the exam that this particular student took part in lasted up to 10 p.m. in the night. And then after the exam, she decided to go home with a group of friends who were also students, who also participated during the exam. or during participated in the exam, as the case may be. So on their way, within the school premises, I'm talking about their permanent site there in Uyo, they were accosted, blocked, or stopped by a group of hooligans. And in the process, some of them ran, and this particular student also did the same. But unluckily for her, she was caught. The sad part of the story is the fact that she was stripped off of all the things she had with her phone, her money, everything valuable that she had on her. They took it from her. And the worst part of it, the inhuman part of the whole story, is the fact that this, I don't want to use some bad words based on the social roles and community roles. These hooligans took turn on her, molesting her and harassing her sexually. You know the word that starts with R and end with E. You know, I can't believe, I can't bring myself to imagine the trauma she's going through right now. And based on my own finding, I discovered that the school, the path which they took that particular night, do not have even a street light. Not that there's a part in the school that has a street light that they refuse to take. Now the path they took from there till the main gate, there is no street light. How can a school receiving so much cannot afford street light from the main gate to the major part of the school? And this is a permanent site that is really much underdeveloped, virtually bush everywhere. It would have been wise for the school administrator or the school management to make sure that there is light. At least if it's going to be a solar light, for students to walk around the school at least a bit freely. And if you knew that your school do not have street light, why extend the C.B.T exam to that odd hour of the day? And it is because our educational system has been subchanged. It is because school, our higher institutions, is no more about safety and learning. It's about making money. And in making this money, you will discover that the social amenities that should be used by the students in most cases are not available for them to make use of it. The environment for learning is not even conducive. How can you take students, how can you engage students to take a C.B.T exam? You bring a large number of students to take a C.B.T exam in a center you know you do not have the capacity to accommodate them. And for that singular act and purpose, this exam had to take longer than it should. Why should a student should be in a school up to 10 p.m.? And if there is going to be an opportunity for students to stay that long in school, why not make sure that there is street light, there are lights, because everything evil exists during the night, during darkness. I'm very sure that if there was street light, the hooligans, the rapists who did this wouldn't have had the courage, because they took advantage of the fact that there is bush everywhere and there's no light. And that was why they attacked the students. You know, a few months ago, I did a video still about the same school. When I got the report that during this year matriculation, where the students were asked to pay 10,000 naira each, that a large number of them did not get the matriculation gown. A large number of them did not. And to crown it all, I had the pictures. I saw. And when I made the video about it, all I got was some paid agent, perhaps for the school or whatsoever they know, for whatsoever who they are, I don't care, came to this comment sections to write all sort of nonsense, trying to defend the school and attacking me to be condemning or trying to bastardize the image of the school for what was correct. You know, it's high time we speak the truth the way it is, irrespective of how you feel about it. And if you feel uncomfortable with the truth, then do the right thing. Because you can't subject people into inhuman experience in the name of learning. How can a school organize a C.B.T exam to that odd hour of the day and do not make appropriate arrangement for the safety of the students? It's unheard of. It's not something that should be encouraged. Now the student that was raped, what would the management of the school do? I'm sure all we will know is that there will be a lot of stories cooked to that effect. So is UNIUYO now a den of hooligans? A den for thieves? Because I do not understand. I do not understand. If a student will leave his house, a home, to a place of learning, in a subconscious that the place is safe. And if the school knows that the environment is not conducive for students to work at night, then they should have ended the C.B.T on time and they can postpone to the next day, sorry. Because if we do not talk about it, if you do not condemn this act, we are not even sure of other events that has taken place of such. I'm sure there are some students who have undergone such experience, but we are not aware of. We are not even talking about lecturers molesting students, but now So students have now been subjected to feel afraid, to live in fear in a place that should be a conducive environment for learning. If you are not capable of protecting lives of students, then you shut down the school. If you know there is no street light and there is anything that should keep students till that time of the night, then there should be security personnel of the school parading to avoid any unpleasant event taking place. I do not understand. We keep talking about all this, and it's like it falls in deaf ears. No one wants to talk, listen to when people are being corrected. It's high time we step up again, because the life and safety of students is not something to be joked with. Has it gone so bad? In a country where people are being unalived, unalive every day, the federal government, the government, the state are not doing anything, and now this is happening in a school. We are not saying it's not happening other places, but is that the right thing? Is that what it should be? Because someone will say, is she the first person? It has been happening. So if it has been happening, it should be a normal way of life. I think it's high time we do what is right. And if you are in the position of leadership and you feel you can't do, then you step down so that someone else can take over and do the needful. I think the best we can do is to speak up. The best we can do is to condemn it when it comes, because all of us cannot remain silent. It's high time we people take responsibility when they are given the position of leadership. And if you feel you can't do it, then you step aside. Because a place of leadership is not a place where people keep giving excuses and do cover-ups when they are toiling with the life and the safety of people. So I'm using this opportunity to call on the management of UNIUYO, University of Uyo, Akwa Ibom State in Nigeria, to put the necessary social amenities in place instead of subjecting students to such experience. Until we do the right thing, we will only have a polluted society, unsafe society for people to stay. Like I said earlier, I did not want to do this for a long time. Please, if you stop by and if you are seeing this video, kindly like and share. It might get to the right authority so that they know that this is not acceptable in any shape or form. A student cannot leave a house safe only to go to a place of learning and she's been raped. It's unacceptable. If you know you can't afford C.B.T exam, then do not do it. And if you must do anything, also put into consideration the safety of the student. They can't be risking their life just because they want to go to learn. They can't put their life in jeopardy just because they want to advance themselves educationally. This is really, really sad because I can't imagine the emotional drama the lady is going through just because she went to school to write her C.B.T exams and she was sexually molested. That those hooligans and what should I call them had to take turns on her. It's not experience where someone child should undergo just because she went to school. I'm sure at this point the management will do the needful to make sure that this event or this ugly incident should not repeat itself. Because if it does, the way we will take it will not be the way we are saying it today. They say to be forewarned is to be forearmed. We can't keep repeating this careless attitude, this I don't care attitude in the place of leadership. Is unacceptable. So I'm using this opportunity to call on the management of University of UNIUYO to investigate this and make sure they put all necessary measures to prevent this from happening. No one, no child of any person should undergo that experience. It's awful.